Alright, I'll do it. I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud. I had to check something, but I'll admit it. I wasn't the only one, but I was one of the people. Up into the playoffs, I had one step. I was like that. So, I always believed in Indiana. Just let me put that out. I always believe. Also, if I sound horrible, I am sick, but I'm gonna do my job. But 16-0 in the Big Ten, unheard of. They are now able to say they can compete with possibly some of the greatest teams to ever touch a grass field. 2019 LSU comes to mind real quick with Joe Burrow. And, that's Joe Burrow is what I think Fernando Mendoza is. It's like a younger version of that. And he's only 25. Like, is he only 30 or 20? I think he's 25. He's only 25 years old. Dude just learned how to drink. And he's out here making stuff that looks like you would see in, what is it? Can Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson throw every freaking day. And they do it daily. These guys do it only 1 week. So we were all wrong. Not just me, but everyone. Let's go over it. So discussing this is kind of weird because you have to look at the full picture rather than, oh, they beat everyone in the playoffs. You have to get the full picture to understand. Because without the context, there is no answer for your question, my dear. Also, yeah, I do sound like I'm a broken record again. Like I said, I am suffering from a cold. So, yeah. Oh, I think we have breaking news. We also have some breaking news, I think, right now. But first, hold on. We have breaking news. Okay, never mind. So, false alarm. Sorry. But, alright. So looking back, you got let me just give you a rundown. So let me tell you what each of these scores. 27. But we also saw this happen a lot with another team this year. Yeah, here it is. So you'll notice that I'm gonna talk about two different teams here, but I wanted to show you. So Indiana, let me read you off these teams here. They beat Old Dominion on August 30th, 27-14. Average score. Kennesaw State, 56-9. So 3 of these were easy states, but then they got tested against number 9 Illinois, preseason ranked number 9 Illinois, which I thought was going to be where they got exposed, and turns out it's the complete opposite. We were foreshadowing what was to come. 63-10. Sorry. They were a touchdown and an extra point away from going up 70 against a power 4 team. We'll get to the reason why I brought this up. Then they went on the road to face Iowa, which gave them the biggest fright of their lives for that up until Penn State and Ohio State. 20-15, Iowa was one defensive stop away from going straight to the playoffs. That's right. Sorry, not to the playoffs, to go have a shot to get into the playoffs. But they won 20-15. Mendoza started to foreshadow why he would become the Heisman. And then came the big test. So they got through 2 tests, but now they had the big guy. This is where people were like, hey, yeah, they're going to get fraud exposed. 30-20 Oregon and Eugene against Dan Lanning and Dante Moore. Yeah. So little did we know that Oregon would be the last of Oregon's worries in the season. They handled Michigan State, UCLA didn't care about. They belt ass with Maryland, and then Penn State gave us probably one of the game of the years. Probably one of the best game of the years we've seen in this season. There was plenty of them, but I think this one takes the cake for Heisman moment. This right here was this game decided the Heisman, which was crazy. Mendoza had to come back from behind and lead his team through one of the most miraculous clutch catches to win. And that right there was the reason he won the Heisman. Then they whipped Wisconsin. Then they rest their starters against Wisconsin. Then they rested more of their starters against Purdue in that rivalry. And then they came back with their starters against Ohio State. And they won the Big Ten 15-0. Going 12-0. Sorry, 13-0. And they beat. And then the playoffs, let me read these off, okay? This is against Alabama. That's right, the SEC's top fighter. 38-3. And against number 5, Oregon. Those poor sons of a bitches. 56-22. and then they won against Miami 27-21. They averaged more points in their games than Mendoza had rushing. That's right. They had more points than their total yardage of runs. A combined, yeah, a combined, I mean, you can't even do the math. I cannot believe I'm saying that. They won so hard. They beat everyone so bad. They left a trail of destruction in the Big Ten. They basically wiped out the entirety of the Big Ten's big dogs in one season. And that excludes those 3 FCS schools. Excuse me. Excuse me. Again, like I said, I am suffering with the sniffles. Big thing. Now let me go over to another team that had the same exact stuff, although they're a bit more entitled. Let me read you these. Ignoring the two losses, Purdue 56-30. Tell me who this is. First is Purdue 56-30, Arkansas 56-13, 20-7, 36-7, 34-24, 25-10, 49-10, 37-15, 70-7, 49-24, 20. Who is that? Tell me who that is. Is it Notre Dame? Is it Ohio State? Is it Michigan? It's Notre Dame. Notre Dame put up the same amount of points that Indiana did, but they lost their first 2 games. Notre Dame was 1 win away from being in the playoffs. If they won that Miami game, they would have been in the playoffs. They were one touchdown away. Sorry, they were one Carson Beck play away from going to make a national title run. That's right. Literally took 1 game to end their season. And then they complained like little crybabies. So Indiana deserves it more than any other team, but you can't. I just can't describe it. Kirk Cinetti is that guy. He's the guy for Indiana. That fan base is the team that's the strength that Indiana will need going into 2026. And I cannot have been more proud of them for what they did, because they basically went from the bottom tier to the very, very top, the best of the best, even exceeding the modern day football as you know it. So, congratulations to Indiana. We'll see you next year. Hopefully, Kirk Cinetti goes back to back. And Ohio State, maybe will we see the better version of Ohio State? We will see.